Okay, exciting new options with Thanks.io's Zapier options. If you're building a Zap, you used to be able to send a postcard and add a recipient to a Thanks.io mailing list, which was very powerful. You could send a series of postcards once the recipient was added to a list via a campaign. You could also send letters that way. But now you can also do a few other things. The biggest of which, in my opinion, is the ability to also trigger a one-off letter via Zapier. And you can also set up automations that delete a recipient from a mailing list. So if you're doing some sophisticated tie-ins from your CRM and you want to take somebody off of a mailing list so they stop receiving a Thanks.io postcard or letter campaign, you can now do that via Zapier right here. You can delete a recipient. The other two things that are very interesting is you can also send postcards and letters to a radius search. And let me explain what that means. Basically, we'll drill in here and we'll go to the postcard radius search. What you're going to do is you're first going to choose a distance. So let's choose 1 as our distance. So that's 1 mile around. And then we'll type in the center address. Now you have to type in the address exactly kind of how it would be found in a Google search. So if you want to be sure, you can run the search, have it look like this and you should be good. But you could run the search in a Google auto suggest if you've seen those. Where do we have that? If you run the search inside of Thanks.io when you're creating a manual map based send, you'll kind of see the format of the address. That should work. But if you just do address, comma, city, state, zip like that, you should be good. And then radius search center, latitude and longitude, you could do that instead of an address if you want to get really specific, and then you can go ahead and do the rest of the card. And what this will do is it'll actually send cards to everybody who that Thanks.io finds around this radius. So this is a little bit more advanced. Might be a little like playing with fire because you could end up sending a lot of cards. So if you do use this, test it out and then go into Thanks.io and check your orders. You do have that 1 hour cancel window just to make sure that it's sent to where you want it to go. But yeah, exciting stuff. We have a number of different options now added to the Zaps in Thanks.io. You can send letters directly. You can delete recipients, which is very powerful if you're doing sophisticated tie-ins with your CRM. And then you have the radius search stuff that's added, in addition to the other things that you could already do. Remember that probably the most common use of this is going to be just push a recipient into a mailing list and send a multi-postcard or letter campaign through our campaigns feature, but you can now do those one-off letters and these other options today. Thanks a lot.